guys, I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Anna. This is Thomas. So this channel is basically going to be about my life living with a feeding tube. I have a feeding tube that I'm constantly connected to 24/7. And that is basically what my life is like right now. I have, come here Thomas, my new friend here. My goal with him, of course he doesn't want to behave right now, is to hopefully train him to be a service dog for me and to kind of just help me in this journey of having a feeding tube that I'm constantly connected to and all the other health things that I have to worry about day to day. So right now he's just a puppy and he's not the most well behaved, but we're working on it. We're working on it. Yes. So that's what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to let you run around if you want to, or eat my toes, you know, either way. But I basically wanted to introduce myself. I am 23 years old. I was diagnosed with gastroparesis about 4 years ago. So gastroparesis is when your stomach basically just doesn't work like it's supposed to. It kind of stops working. It doesn't work as well. It doesn't empty as fast as a regular stomach. So I was diagnosed about 4 years ago with that, but I had symptoms of it since I was a freshman in high school. So that was about when I was like 14, 15. So I have been dealing with stomach problems for about 8 years. It took a really long time to diagnose me. And then the other condition that I have is I have Glycogen Storage Disease Type 0. Sorry, Thomas is getting into stuff. So that disease basically means I can't store sugar, which is very important. So my body doesn't store sugar like it's supposed to. So when I get low, or if I stop eating for a long period of time, I get low and I get sick. So I was diagnosed with that when I was 4 years old. So I basically lived with that for a lot of my life. It really hasn't affected me as much when I got older, but it did affect me a lot when I was younger. I would just have to go to the hospital, not a lot, but a few times to get an IV and to get my sugar back up if I was throwing up a lot. So I've had a lot of throwing up and stomach issues for a while. But that is basically what it is. Now, about a year ago, I think it was a year ago, I was admitted into the hospital for about 11 days. I completely was unable to eat anything that I was able to eat. I basically threw back up. Not immediately afterwards, but after a while it just would never digest and go through my system. So I would basically just throw up. So I was admitted in the hospital and I was put on TPN, which is nutrition through an IV. So they had a PICC line through my arm all the way down to my heart. And I was on that for about a year. I got on a feeding tube in December of last year. And now I have been on this feeding tube for almost a year now. The reason I am constantly connected to it is because I have it on a setting that is so low because my body still can't process and digest as well as it can. My digestive tract just doesn't digest fast, so it has to go in through slowly or I start to have problems. And I have to go get my dog because he is being a pain. Okay, I had to put him in puppy jail. All right, so that's basically it. I am on a feeding tube pump. I am at 50 mils every hour. There's my cat. And I am connected to it 24/7. So I carry this backpack with me everywhere I go, all the time, every day. So I'm connected to it when I'm sleeping, pretty much just all day. It's not too bad, but there are some things that I run into that I will be talking about on this channel. Just daily things that kind of get in the way when I have a feeding tube. And I can't really eat. I could try, but what happens if I eat? After a couple hours, I'll be fine, but then I'll start just throwing it up because my stomach just doesn't really work. If I eat little bits or little somethings every now and then, it's okay, but if I eat something big, then that's not good. So I try to pretty much steer clear from food as much as I can because it just makes me not feel good, which is also a challenge because food is very prominent in everyday life because everybody needs to eat, but I can't. So I try to have little bites. I'm kind of like a toddler. I eat little bits here or there, but that's about it. Yeah. And so on this channel, it will be kind of just telling everybody what it's like living with a feeding tube, what my journey is like with gastroparesis, with glycogen storage disease. If you can hear that, my dog is getting into something again. Okay. But, yeah, just basically what it's like living with gastroparesis, living with glycogen storage disease, living with a feeding tube 24/7. And on this channel, I also will be doing a little bit of baking as well. Not because, I know it sounds kind of weird because I can't eat, but I've found I've really loved baking. I used to do it when I was about 20. I used to work in a kitchen and I used to bake. And that's a couple of things that I've been doing right now to help me with my mental health because it's also has not been the best because of all of this. So I love baking. So if you don't like baking or seeing food or whatever, just a warning, there will be a little bit of that on here. Because I really like doing it. It makes me feel good, and I live with my family. I live with my parents still. So I can bake for them, which is very nice, and I can bake for their coworkers as well, which is nice. So even though you can't eat or you can't enjoy something, doesn't mean you can't do it. Just do it for other people, because that always makes me feel good as well. All right. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I can bring Thomas on here because I think everybody's just going to love Thomas. And I guess some of this channel will be about training Thomas as well. I'm trying to train him to be a service dog for me, for my PTSD, and maybe my blood sugar stuff as well. But really, honestly, he's going to be, at the very least, he's going to be a companion for me that I can have to kind of help with my mental health and everything. So, bit of different things on this channel. I also have 3 cats. They might show up. This is Remy. Hi, Remy. I have 2 other cats too, but they probably don't want to be on camera right now. But yeah, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and comment them down below or anything. Any questions at all, I don't mind. Thank you. So sorry, I forgot to bring Thomas back. I know that's what you guys... Okay, come here. Ready? Okay. Say hi. Thomas, come here. Okay, look at the camera. Say hi. Thomas is a very good boy. He is a English cream golden retriever, so he's very great. He doesn't look very well behaved right now because he's a puppy and he's crazy. But hopefully in the future, with training and stuff like that, he will be a good boy. As he's eating my hand. All right, say bye.